The Oklahoma Supreme Court stops another anti-abortion law. The feds call out 7-Eleven for how it treats disabled workers. And clown phobia comes sweeping down the plains. This is OU Nightly. The Oklahoma Supreme Court has done it again.
It smacked down the state of Oklahoma for foisting another unconstitutional law on the people of the state. In a 3-judge ruling, the court struck down Senate Bill 642. The legislature last year passed the bill, but it was challenged and held until the court could rule. Today, it did, and it declared the law unconstitutional because it overreached the prohibition that limits legislation to one subject. The bill made it a felony for a person to help a minor obtain an abortion without parental consent. It allowed law enforcement to take fetal samples for investigations. It allowed the Board of Health to create new policies and procedures for abortion clinics, and there were other topics as well. The judges agreed that the bill placed undue burdens on access to abortion under the guise of protecting the health of women. The ill-fated anti-abortion bill was the brainchild of 2 legislatures. State Senator Greg Treat is a Republican from Oklahoma City. Representative Randy Grau is a Republican from Edmond. Both of these legislatures, along with their colleagues, were repeatedly warned that the bill was unconstitutional, but the bill passed and was signed by Governor Mary Fallin. Women's rights advocates challenged it within weeks after becoming law, and that lawsuit led to today's Supreme Court rejection.
Well, Emily, I was walking to class this morning, caught a little bit of a nice cool breeze, so hopefully that's going to bring something.
Yeah, Kaylee, can you tell if us that'll bring any storms today?
Well, guys, we actually do have the possibility for some severe storms to move in later this evening. The Storm Prediction Center and National Weather Service here in Norman has actually just issued a tornado watch for the majority of central Oklahoma, all the way up from north of OKC down to the Red River border. This is just a watch right now, so no warnings, but that does mean to be weather aware for the rest of your night. And it is it is October now, which you would think is kind of unusual for some tornadoes, but not quite. Back in 1998, we actually had 28 tornadoes touch down in Oklahoma on this day. Right now, we're watching this area out here, which is where our dry line is situated for those storms to fire. They're going to move in along with these clouds as they push out of the rest of the area, and then we will see some storms later on this evening. I'll have an update back on that in Maine weather, but for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Kaylee. With October being Disability Employment Awareness Month, WalletHub.com came up with a list of the best and worst cities for people with disabilities. The Center State ranks in the top 10 nationally, with Oklahoma City coming in at number 9. Overland Park, Kansas, Scottsdale, Arizona, and Lincoln, Nebraska comprise the top 3 cities in the nation.
And Norman is also taking a stand for those with disabilities, and a former Olympic champion, Bart Connor, is taking the lead. Connor will be the headlining keynote speaker for the 3-day celebration honoring the opening of the Oklahoma Transition Institute in Norman. This organization aims to share strategies that help disabled Oklahoma youth prepare for post-secondary education and employment. Yesterday included pre-institute sessions, while today and tomorrow will offer full-day sessions, including team meetings, breakout sessions, and keynote presentations.
And one OU organization is hopeful it can continue to grow awareness and accessibility for the disabled around the university. Disability Inclusion and Awareness has plenty of ideas to improve the campus for those with disabilities, detailing their solutions in a report released last semester. A few of those problems have since been addressed, and now the organization is pushing for growth outside of the classroom. They hope to work with the City of Norman to add audible crosswalks on Elm near Goddard Health Center and more ramps across campus to make buildings more accessible.
Now that we have a better location for the Disability Resource Center, and we have a lot of faculty support and administrative support, which we are so grateful to have, we're really hoping to really push community involvement this year. That's going to be Disability Inclusion and Awareness's biggest obstacle to keep up our momentum.
Disability Inclusion and Awareness has plenty of ideas to improve the campus for those with disabilities, detailing their solutions in a report released last semester. A few of those problems have since been addressed, and now the organization is pushing for growth outside the classroom. They hope to work with the City of Norman to add audible crosswalks on Elm.
And while OU is working to provide amenities for its disabled students, some companies are not. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission claims that the company that operates 7-Eleven stores has violated federal law. The EEOC says that 7-Eleven has not been providing proper care for its disabled workers by denying these workers light duty or adequate leave unless they were injured on the job. The company also fired disabled workers for missing more than 3 days of work.
Abby Green joins us now in the News Center with the latest on Hurricane Matthew. Abby?
Hurricane Matthew slammed into Haiti this morning with winds of up to 145 miles per hour. The dangerous Category 4 storm caused major damage in the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. This storm is said to be the most powerful hurricane in the Caribbean in nearly a decade. Forecasters predict it could hit Florida towards the end of the week and push its way up the East Coast over the weekend. With a lot of speculation about Clinton and Trump's preparation for the debate last week, both candidates have been prepping for their time in the spotlight tonight. Although Kane and Pence have their own political histories, the nature of this presidential race means they will likely be discussing the tops of their tickets tonight on stage. Although Clinton and Trump will not be in attendance, their presence and policies will be elicited on the debate stage. Creepy clown sightings have been reported all across the U.S., and this is no laughing matter. This epidemic has police arresting anybody affiliated with the threats, pranks, or hoaxes involving scary clowns. And according to police in Wichita, Kansas, they have already arrested at least one teen in connection with a creepy clown threat on social media. Police say situations like these are not to be taken lightly, especially when they cause fear amongst local communities. That's what's happening around the world. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Abby. And last night, OU had its own clown scare. Students reported clown sightings around Couch Tower late last night. And today, students tweeted jokes about the clowns, saying not to worry, they wouldn't be able to find parking on campus, and asking if classes will be canceled because of these clowns. And still to come on OU Nightly, Adacia Chambers has a special request for her trial.
Plus, where you park outside of campus could be dangerous for others. Stay with us.
The attorney for the woman who killed 4 people and injured dozens last year at the OSU homecoming parade has filed a request to change venues. Adacia Chambers faces 4 counts of second-degree murder and 42 counts of assault during the crash. Her attorney filed 6 different motions on Monday, and the motion to change venues states that she cannot receive a fair trial in Payne County. Her trial is set for January 10th of 2017.
The State Department of Transportation says it will replace an important bridge over the Canadian River. The DOT in 2014, for safety reasons, closed the Purcell-Lexington Bridge. It spent more than $20 million repairing and took 4 months repairing the bridge. And that should keep it open until the new bridge is completed in about 5 years. The project will cost another $40 million.
Residents in neighborhoods just outside of campus are creating dangers for their neighbors and community. OU Nightly's Chris Hubbard hit the sidewalks to see the dangers for himself.
People traveling down the sidewalks in neighborhoods that are near the university's campus are facing more than just deteriorating sidewalks.
So we do get complaints of people that are in wheelchairs or maybe utilizing walkers that aren't able to get down their street or to effectively walk from one place to another because cars are blocking the sidewalk.
Houses and neighborhoods that surround the campus, unlike the ones behind me, are not always meant for multiple people to park in, which blocks sidewalks and can create safety hazards for pedestrians.
Those homes weren't maybe necessarily built for there to be 4 to 6 cars parked in the driveway. And so we see a lot of those vehicles parked over sidewalks, parked in the yard, a lot of the issues that are kind of a nuisance to the other neighbors in the area.
The city of Norman has an ordinance that states vehicles cannot be parked in yards or that block sidewalks, both of which could lead to pedestrians traveling into the streets and in harm's way.
That really is why that law, that ordinance is so important for us to enforce, is that we want those individuals to be out and get around as easily as possible without obstacles.
Cars blocking the sidewalk can be prevented with more attention by residents as they park. Chris Hubbard, OU Nightly.
Oil and gas is a big player in Oklahoma's business economy, and now Storm Jones joins us in studio with a look at today's business report. Storm?
A 7-year sales growth streak is coming to an end for American automakers. Following the 2008 financial crisis, auto sales hit rock bottom, but ever since they've managed to increase each year. Now automakers say they may not be able to top last year's record-setting $17.5 million in sales. The cost of a car is higher than ever. Kelley Blue Book says over the past year, the average cost has increased by $800. At that rate, the price of cars is jumping twice as fast as the cost of living. And two rivals in the outdoor retail industry are getting together. Bass Pro Shops will acquire Cabela's for $5.5 billion. The Cabela's chain has 85 stores with 19,000 employees. Bass Pro Shops has 20,000 workers in 99 stores. There's no word yet whether the deal might mean closure of some locations. Cabela's had been falling behind smaller competitors and online retailers, forcing a decision late last year to sell or reorganize. And tech users will soon be searching through virtual reality using a new headset made by Google. The company is calling the product Daydream View, and it's available to users starting at $79. However, it's only compatible with a Google phone. Guys, the headsets go on sale early next month.
All right. Thank you, Storm.
All right.
And still ahead on OU Nightly, we'll talk Monday Night Football and, of course, Sammy B's success with the Vikings.
I'll have more on that after the break. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Kaylee Nix here. Right now we have a cold front sitting across western Oklahoma right down here. In front of that cold front we do have a dry line which is contributing to some storm convection and initiation with those storms that are going to move across Oklahoma later this evening. As that cold front continues to move through, it's going to move to the north and out of Oklahoma, and another front is going to replace it, bringing temperatures up for your Wednesday. But then another cold front is going to move in from the west, coming this way down through the Panhandle, dropping temperatures again all the way into Thursday. So while we have storms today, it'll be nice and warm tomorrow, but cold again on Thursday as it continues to move through. Right now, looking at our future radar for storm development across the state, we have some storms going up across western Oklahoma, moving up through the Oklahoma City Metro through this evening through about 7:30 p.m., continuing to move east across Oklahoma up into the Tulsa area where they're going to finish about this morning before moving out of the state for good. Storm timing for your area tonight. West of the Metro, we're going to see storms about 4 to 6 p.m., so now up until around 6 p.m., moving through the Metro area 6 to 10, and then out into the Tulsa area out until midnight. The storm timing isn't exact, but this is where when we're expecting storms to develop and have the greatest impact on our places. Right now, temperatures are sitting up in the 80s across the majority of the state. 79 out in Guymon behind that cold front. It is a little cooler up there, but 80s for the majority of the state, 80 in Norman, 83 down in Ardmore. Across the country right now, we saw some showers and storms all the way up the Central Plains area from a low pressure system that's right back over here. Those storms went ahead and moved out of the country, and they are circling around, which is where we're seeing that low pressure system. But the big story for the rest of the country is Hurricane Matthew. The Category 4 storm hit Haiti this morning and is expected to continue through the Caribbean up and then track along the East Coast as it moves continues to move northward. Back here in Oklahoma, your lows tonight, we're going to see temperatures right around 60s and 70s. Behind that cold front, once again, Guymon is the cool spot, 44 degrees. We don't expect freezes in Oklahoma until later in October, but we're getting pretty close with those cold fronts that continue to move through. 66 in Norman, 65 in Oklahoma City ahead of that cold front. As you head out the door in the morning, we're going to see those temperatures stay pretty nice, 66 in the morning, warming up to 81 by noon, 87. Winds out of the south-southeast, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Those winds will make it feel a little warmer than that because they are coming out of the south. Highs across the state for tomorrow, significantly warmer than they are today, 88 in Norman, 90 in OKC, all the way up to 91 out in Tulsa. We're looking ahead for the next few days. We're going to see a warm and windy tomorrow, and then cooler temperatures with a rain chance increasing for your Thursday as that cold front continues to move in. For the rest of the week, looking ahead, once those rain chances get out of here on Thursday, we're looking at a beautiful weekend, 70s, and then 70s to begin next week as well. It's really starting to begin to feel like fall out there for everyone, which is a nice relief from the heat.
Yes, thank you so much, Kaylee.
Thanks. And Sammy Steele is standing by with a look at what's happening in the world of sports. Sammy?
Thanks, Carson. The new men's basketball team started practice yesterday, and of course, we will get you ready and prepared for the Red River Showdown this weekend. Stick around. Sports is next. Get excited, Sooners, because your favorite holiday weekend is right around the corner. It is officially OU Texas game week, and everyone is gearing up for the big face-off in Dallas. The Red River Showdown is an installation in Sooner football. The players grew up watching the game, and anticipation is building towards Saturday.
You know, every year OU Texas, it's a rivalry. It's a big game. I look forward to this one every year. Watched it as a kid, you know. So it's just one of those things. Everyone's going to bring their best shot every single snap, every single play, offense, defense, special teams. Everything's going to be huge parts of this game.
And the Sooners look forward to this week with awards from last week. Austin Seibert won Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week after his performance in Fort Worth last week. Seibert made a huge 35-yard field goal in the fourth quarter and converted all 7 of his point-after attempts. The sophomore is 4 of 6 on field goal attempts this season. And basketball is ramping up practices to get ready for the season. They had their first official practice yesterday in Lloyd Noble. The teams look to repeat the success from last season after earning a Final Four bid. The Sooners kick off their season in 40 days against Washburn on November 8th. And the golf world said goodbye to the king today. Mourners gathered this morning to remember Arnold Palmer. Palmer changed the game and propelled golf into popularity during his playing career. Golf stars Jack Nicklaus, Phil Mickelson, and Ricky Fowler were among the many present at the funeral. The golf icon passed away on September 25th at the age of 87. October is here, and that means playoff baseball. The playoff bracket is set and starts off the wild card games. The American League wild card game is tonight as the Orioles take on the Blue Jays. And the National League wild card game between Giants and the Mets is tomorrow night. It's Tuesday on OU Nightly, so you know what that means. Let's talk Monday Night Football. Sam Bradford and the Minnesota Vikings played the New York Giants in Minneapolis last night. Maasiata ran in a touchdown for the Vikings, and Bradford threw a rocket to Kyle Rudolph for his one passing touchdown. Jerick McKinnon ran in another touchdown as the Vikings defeated the Giants 24-10. Sooner Sports Bat had quite the dynamic duo on the show last night. Can you say friendship goals? OU linebackers Jordan Evans and Obo played a version of the newlywed game, and man, oh man, did they prove they know each other well.
What is your favorite pre-game pump-up song?
It's going down.
Very nice. All right. If we were to open your fridge right now, what is the first thing we would see?
Gatorade.
Gatorade? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah!
I'm going to say nose guard because that's what he played in high school.
Nose guard? Let's see. Yeah!
I think he's just going to just stay in his room.
And? You finally get a day off. What do you do for fun? A, play video games?
I don't even need no choices.
Oh, you know,
Sleep.
Drop the mic! Drop the mic!
Carson, we were both there last night, and you know, that was incredible. That was so exciting. Everyone was so pumped. They were so fun to have on the show. And for those of you, if you just keep staying tuned in, we will have Sooner Sports Pad, last night's show, the exciting show, play right after this.
Yep. Thank you, Sammy. Still to come on OU Nightly, the most anticipated shoe release of all time is finally here.
Come together.
Technical difficulties, thanks Claire. It's been a long time coming, but the famous Back to the Future self-lacing sneakers are finally here. Nike is raffling off 89 pairs of the famous sneakers online beginning today and running through next Tuesday. The shoes are replicas of the self-lacing sneakers worn by Marty McFly in the iconic Back to the Future movie. Tickets are $10 and all proceeds will be donated to the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
Well, Kaylee, what can we expect tonight weather-wise?
Well, guys, it is going to rain a little bit tonight. You definitely couldn't wear those shoes with some rain boots, but you are going to need those. Showers and storms increase overnight when we're going to hit a low in the 60s, but they should all be out of here by the morning, so we're going to look for a nice Wednesday ahead.
All right, thank you. Thanks for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.